We're heading into season 3. Season 2 ended kind of as insane as we would expect. Davina's vowing to take down the Mikaelsons. Rebecca's taken off again. As much as you can say, where does season 3 pick up?
Season 3 picks up a little bit later than where we left off. Not too much, but we find that Klaus has been actually doing his best to make as many, kind of living amends as he possibly can, which includes everything except for apologizing or doing anything to fix Hayley's.
So not really trying too hard.
Yeah.
Just sort of
He's putting
as much as you'd expect.
The Klaus effort. Yeah.
So we have kind of the brothers, especially at their worst, where Elijah has kind of hit his breaking point in terms of the 1,000 years cycle of forgiveness and all that glorious dysfunction, and they're not in the best place. A lot of different things. We got Davina rising up as a new powerful witch.
Hayley is stuck as a wolf out in the bayou, can't do a whole lot. Marcel has taken over the vampires in New Orleans.
Yep.
Vincent trying to be a mentor to Davina while also refusing to practice witchcraft. And Cammie trying to make Klaus's promise to be a better person, trying to help him make good on that promise by serving as a confidant and a therapist and helping him talk through some of his anger issues.
Do you think Klaus feels bad at all about what he's done? Most recently, he's done a lot, but his most recent stuff.
Not particularly. I think he, like always, he believes what he's doing is what needs to be done. He's doing something that maybe not everyone would do, but it's sort of making the hard choices and for the greater good. He's doing those things. If he revels in it a little bit, then who can blame him? And he does revel in it a little bit. And
Elijah has sort of promised to, I don't even know if I'm using this the right way, but kind of co-parent Hope and sort of be there for her. Is it going to be like you guys, taking shifts, like who's doing the midnight feedings, who's changing the diapers?
Klaus is going to have rising suspicions about Elijah's motives, having said that, look, I'm done, and then sort of returning again. And only fulfilling that task of sort of the co-parenting. It's going to be interesting to see when that's sort of, or if that's revealed.
It's usually Elijah's right there for Klaus, and Klaus is always like, killing girlfriends and blowing him off and not listening to what he says, and then occasionally being like, yes, brother, whatever you say. And now you see Klaus sort of like, say, hey, Elijah, you want to build a snowman? And Elijah,
I really hope that happens.
Silence on the other side of the door.
Speaking of Mikaelson brothers, Cole, he's existing out there in the ether somewhere, maybe spiritually, of course. What are the odds that we might see him again? And in what body would he even be in?
Great question.
Very good question.
But I can pretty much guarantee it's going to be a good-looking one.
Probably some sort of accent.
Possibly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Rebecca has gone off to try and resurrect Cole, and so that's going to be where she's headed off to, and we're going to have to answer where she's been the next time we see her. And, we love both of those actors who play Cole. We know that when we do flashbacks, we're going to be seeing Nathaniel, and we have some ideas for what those flashbacks might be. Cole died a witch. His body was consecrated. Caleb, Cole, both of them are now in the ancestral well, so what's going to happen? Maybe we see them in some form or another. People were talking in another discussion about resurrected witches and Papa Tunde and whomever, and if you could bring those guys back, is it possible to see our brother Cole?
Obviously, Davina, in addition to wanting Cole back, she's also, I feel like we're going to get like Dark Davina this season.
No? Definitely getting powerful Davina.
Yeah.
She's taken the new role as regent to the witches, so she now not only she's taken on this big role, so she has a lot of responsibility now on her hands, and I think she's going to need to kind of find how to balance that with also achieving kind of her own personal goals, which a lot of people would say to bring in Cole back, but as of we saw in the finale, her last chance that she's known of didn't go the right way. So now
Thanks
I think,
a lot, guys.
Yeah, so I think now her biggest thing is just to do the best that she can for her people.
And she'll have Vincent being kind of, he seems like the Jafar to her Sultan. If I may do like an Aladdin reference.
You may.
I did.
I think actually the issue is that she doesn't want anything to do with a mentor, and so he's gonna have to earn his way over a long period of time into that role.
Right.
So when we find him at the beginning, he's kind of been shunned and shut out from her life.
And pretty quickly, early on in the season, Vincent's going to have some other big problems to deal with that, is a brand new thing.
How's Marcel doing?
I think he's doing good. I think he's preparing and for a comeback. Everybody loves a comeback. So
Everybody does.
Marcel's kind of like Tyler Durden this year. He's starting his own thing.
Oh, I want to be like Tyler Durden. Wait a minute.
What's a Tyler Durden?
Hey, what's a Tyler Durden?
What's a
Fight
Tyler
Club.
Durden? I don't think Tyler Durden would wear those suits though.
No,
He will
you're
never
right.
be.
More of a sort of weedy Ed Norton.
Wear
the suits.
You're Tyler Durden's like agent.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
Phoebe, I'm so glad to see you here. I thought they might just send a wolf in your place, just like a wolf sitting on that chair. Reassure us, we're gonna see you.
Yes. We're definitely going to kind of find out exactly what Hayley has been doing, especially on those days a month that she can see her child or see, her husband in a human form, or are going to find a very kind of angry Hayley, and if she is able to break this curse that Klaus has put on her, she is going to want to seek revenge.
The Hayley-Elijah relationship, which I enjoy. I mean, I support marriage as well, but I also...
You sound like you're in a vast minority when you say that. Like, I enjoy.
Which I enjoy, even if nobody else
Yeah,
does.
even though everyone
No,
else
I
is not.
and many others enjoy. Is that something that we can still kind of like keep our fingies
I
crossed?
hope so.
She's married.
Yeah.
And there you have it.
A ring don't mean a thing.
There's your sound bites.
Put it this way, I think you're going to see a lot of episodes this season taking place on a full moon.
Oh.
Oh, good.
Wait, no.
Wait, no, that was no. We're talking about a literal, not like a butt, like a moon.
Thank you.
I like that. I like
boy.
that. On the topic of love and romance, I gotta go up to my token human up there.
Yeah.
The last couple of episodes had a lot of Klaus Cammy like situations happening. Some words were exchanged.
Yeah, some words were exchanged, some looks.
Words like "thank you" and "I'm sorry," which
And
I
I
never
would
hear
find
from you.
you. I would find maybe we're soulmates. I don't know.
I would have found you. I wanted to jump through a waterfall after that, like songs Last of the Mohicans. I will find you, no matter how far. But we didn't have the budget for it, so we just settled for Russo's.
What is it about Cammy that kind of gets this monster to take off some of his, like, explain the connection?
Cammy sees the best in him, and I think he likes someone who does see the best in him, because not many people do, and he wants to be the version of himself that Cammy knows he can be, and I think that is the appeal.
I think also Cammy's twin brother, a part of herself, became a monster and killed a bunch of people. Is that darkness in her? I think she can relate to him because she's experienced great tragedy and knows grief, and more importantly, Klaus recognizes that darkness, and so there's this fascination that he has for someone who has been through those bloody, awful times. And maybe that's someone who can look at him a little bit differently.
I want to wrap it up with this question. So you guys you're on the move this fall. You're going to be Thursdays at 9.
Finally.
My Thursdays are set. Now that those two shows are together,
God.
I got to drop the C word.
Andy.
Crossover.
We do talk about it.
We do
There's
that.
three things. Production-wise, it's a little bit difficult. It requires actors on two different shows to kind of work double time, and that's a hard thing to ask. I think, two, you have to make your serialized stories match up. You kind of have to put the serialized stuff on hold so that you can do an actual crossover. And three, I think that there's a lot of stuff going on Vampire Diaries, and there's a lot of stuff going on the originals, and do we risk losing some momentum by having that pause? And there's relationships going on in Vampire Diaries that if Klaus were to go over there, he might put a hitch in a little bit of their get up. And likewise, we have a lot of stuff going on this season in our show where Klaus is going to have his hands full, perhaps with multiple ladies. So if we were to have crossovers,
Not at the same time. Still the
I think I'm
CW.
looking at
might
two of
that
them right
affect
here.